What's up, folks? Sorry for keeping you waiting a little extra long. I was just backstage with Alyssa getting everything figured out. Welcome to the Triple B TV live stream. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We've got our guest sitting right backstage, and I'm not going to waste any of you guys' time. I want to get in and make this episode about her. So you're watching Triple B TV. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, here is your guest, Miss Alyssa Leonard of Full Throttle Reptiles. What's up, Alyssa? Thank you for being with us here tonight. Appreciate you.
Hey, y'all.
So, do you sleep?
Never.
I wouldn't imagine so.
Maybe like 5 hours. That's it.
5 hours? That seems like a lot, because I get about 5 hours, and I feel like that's kind of a lot for me as far as all the things that need to happen. I think you might do more than I do, which is saying something, I think. Oh, you got a bunch of fans in there already. I'm gonna pop up the live chat. You got a bunch of people. Everybody's happy to see you in here. Thank you very much for coming on, by the way.
Thank you for having me.
But
yeah, I totally have a lot of animals to take care of. That's for sure.
Yeah, but it's not just animals. It's you've got kids, you got a full-time job. I mean, and you run the household, and you don't just have snakes, snakes are pretty easy to take care of. I mean, relatively speaking, you got goats, you got chickens, you got dogs, you got a pit bull down there. Chaos, is that his name?
Yep, I have 1 dog and 3 cats.
That's a lot. That's a lot and you breed rats to feed the snakes.
Tomorrow's rat day.
So it seems ridiculous to me that you actually do get 5 hours sleep a night. Like I can't. It's not processing in my head how you can actually make that happen, because
that's not every night. That's a good night.
And how old are you? You have 3 kids?
I have 2, a 2 and a 3-year-old.
2 and 3. How old are they? Sorry, how old are they? 2
well,
and
they're
3.
about to be 3 and 4. They're a year and 22 days apart. So
that's pretty close.
Yeah.
You can get them a little closer together. But yeah, you can get them a little. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. No, there's no more. And there would never be 2 if one wasn't adopted.
Oh, you know what I left out is that you also, I mean, people that are tuning in tonight are, I think, mostly your fans, so they know this, but you have a YouTube channel that you make videos on, which, guys, by the way, if you haven't seen Alyssa's channel, the link is right down there in the description to go check it out. And one of the reasons I'm excited to have you on is because you've done a great job. You had the channel for what now, 6 months?
I think right at 6 months. I started at the very beginning of quarantine.
Yeah, so right about 6 months, and you do a really good job. And I know that we talked about how nervous you get and whatnot, like to come on the stream, but you don't come off as nervous. I mean, you can edit, but you present, like you deliver your energy to the camera really well, and you got a really infectious smile, and you're very expressive, and it's easy to watch. And I think it's important because it brings something good to the reptile hobby, and that you started your channel. I think that you've got something that is needed out there, and that's just another thing to add onto your plate.
Well, thank you. Well, yeah, there's definitely a lot of takes to get to, just an intro for a video. It literally takes me 7 full days. As soon as I'm posting one, I'm starting on another one.
So have you done consistently like 1 video a week since you started?
Yes, I did skip 1 week, and that was the week of Daytona. I don't even know why I skipped that week, but I did. It was crazy, but it's the only time. But yeah.
Well, anybody who does videos on YouTube knows that it takes energy and effort. So with everything else you got going on over there, I mean, it's impressive. I know from personal experience that's impressive. Like, I think I do a lot, but I don't breed my own rats. I don't. I mean, Hillary really runs the household, for the most. I live here and I help carry heavy stuff around, but I wouldn't say that I'm running the household in any shape or form. But it's impressive. I'm honestly impressed, and that's why I wanted to have you on, because it blows my mind to think that you do all that stuff and then wake up in the morning and do it again.
Well, I actually just bought one of those vacuum cleaners that kind of does it for you. So I'm kind of cheating now. I'm starting, and I've been paying the neighbor to help me with the rats. So I'm starting to cheat a little here and there, you know.
Well,
But
I think you deserve a little break there, maybe. I mean,
yeah.
I would say you got a fan over there, Mr. Nava. He's dropping you a super chat.
Hey Zach, I'm excited. He gets to go to his first reptile show, his big reptile show. So I'm excited for him to get to go.
Yeah. Well, you guys are awesome for. I mean, I'm gonna share. If there's anything you don't want me to share, it's too late because I'm sharing everything. You guys are putting him up, and right?
Yeah, and it's sad that you won't get to go, so you can see him.
I know. I haven't got to meet Zach in person either. Oh, by the way, his super chat said that he just looked and you're only 8 subs away from 1,000. So I think that we shouldn't have a. Yeah, I don't think we should have any problem breaking that here tonight. Like that's gonna be, you're gonna be over 1,000 by tonight. That's like, I'm gonna go ahead and step out on a very sturdy branch and guarantee that you're breaking 1,000 tonight.
Literally, that happened like really, really quick. Which I've had a lot of help along the way. So, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I wish you would have reached out to me. You reached out for help on a couple things. And I was like, I always like helping people that have the energy like you do. You know, when you got this like good energy about you, and I think that it's when I'm helping somebody like you to do anything like that, like a little tip on editing video, I think it's helping everybody. Everybody benefits from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, thank you.
You've got some crazy. What else? I know you got all kinds of ball pythons. You got like lizards. You got caiman. You got a zoo over there.
So the caiman and the tortoise is just like strictly rescues. I would never like go out and buy these things. Just kidding. I totally would go out and buy a caiman, but Craig would never let me. So we actually got little Steve from someone's bathtub here locally. So I have 2 Gilas. One belongs to the neighbor down the road. They're both here. They're probably my favorite thing, the Gilas. And then, I just got the olives and a couple of things here and there. But yeah, just mostly ball pythons.
As far as ball pythons go, you also have some crazy stuff. I mean, I don't think people really realize how much. Actually, some people do realize. There are people out there that realize it, but maybe not a lot of people realize yet how much craziness you have going on in those racks with the ball pythons.
Next year will be a good year for me. I've started off really small. Like I've started off with like single gene stuff and worked my way up. Everything that I've, made off of that year, I've reinvested it. So I don't use any of my snake money for anything else other than, more snakes. But next year will be a good year. Yeah, I'm excited.
I bet. I'm looking forward. I need to come out and check you guys' place out. You guys got good energy. I remember the first time. Well, maybe I don't remember the very first time. It's tough to say. When was the first time we met? Because we met a couple times at shows now. I feel like the first one was Tinley. Is that?
Yes, I actually met you at Tinley a couple of years ago. But
did I make you headbang on camera? Did I do that?
No,
I didn't.
I would have died. No, like I used to be like, hey, there's Frank, let's go. Like I used to like fangirl like hardcore, and then Matt made me like come meet you this past, what was it, March? Like October of last year. So yeah. He actually made me come and meet you.
Well, I fangirl over you now, just so you know, okay? Like I get excited knowing that you guys are watching the podcast because you've sponsored our podcast. It's with the drink sponsor for the Searchables Reptiles with myself and Garrett.
Man, that was a train wreck.
I don't know. I don't think. Well, I don't know. Oh, well, maybe a little bit. It ended up being good though. It ended up being really good. I mean, Garrett was here for it, and it was that was fantastic.
Yeah, I'm glad the shipment got broke the way it did, and not the opposite. But yeah. 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 So.
We're still using those things, by the way. Those come in. I'm a big fan of mason jars. Like I've got mason jars up the ass, and every time I get a couple more, I'm like, ooh, sweet, more mason jars.
Well, Craig's like, you can't ship glass. I was like, but it's going to take away from the actual fact that it's like real moonshine. I have to ship it in a jar. But yeah. Yeah. Sadly, some of it didn't make it.
But there wasn't a single flavor that didn't though. So So
That's right.
we got to try all of them. We would just assume, because you'd said, which one's your favorite. We were just saying, whichever one she liked best. She just took the sample. She's like, oh, well, they don't need all this one. They didn't say this was going to be their favorite. So I'll just take a couple for myself and then we'll give the rest to them.
Yeah, the strawberry, actually Craig doesn't drink at all, but the strawberry Craig really liked. And that was his motivation for my rat room. So I'm like, y'all got to take one for the team.
How did Craig, how did you become were you the animal person before Craig? Is that accurate?
Well, he had snakes growing up. I had lizards. Like I've had leopard geckos since I was 5 years old. When we met, he had no animals. I had no animals. And I asked him, I was like, hey, can we get a lizard? And he's like, I guess, anything you want. And one lizard turned into like 5 lizards. And then he's like, well, let's get a snake. So he took me to a Repticon here locally and I picked out an olive python. He's like, no. Then I picked out a retic and he was like, no. So we ended up settling for a normal ball python. And, a couple months after that, I was reading and researching everything. And that's when it kind of blew up. But I don't think he anticipated on it being like it is now.
And when was this? When was that first ball python?
2013.
Okay. All right. So it's been 7 years. Cool. Wow. And so you grew a lot in 7 years, I would say.
Well, I didn't start seriously investing until about 2016, to be honest with you. I had just a handful of snakes, nothing serious, because at that time I found out I couldn't have children. So we took everything we had and invested it into IVF, so in vitro treatments. So after a couple of years of trying that, actually 7 failed attempts. I'm like, I'm done. We're not doing this anymore. So we went out to Tinley in October, and that's when I bought my first serious purchase. And that's when it really started in 2016.
Wow. That's I'm sorry, dude. That's it's gotta be tough. I can't know from personal experience, obviously, but you have some beautiful children now, though.
Thank you. They're mean.
I think let's see. Let me pull up some pictures. I stole, without your permission, I stole some of your pictures off of Facebook.
I noticed the one you stole off my Facebook.
Yeah, I just assume if it's out there on Facebook, I know we're friends and maybe you don't show them to everybody, but I'm like, it's on Facebook, somebody could see it. We can share it here. This is Sally, right? We've got your this is the one picture the 2 pictures that you did send to me of Sally.
Yep. Sydney holding Sally.
Yeah, and that's Coral Glow, and that's the girl that recently proved out for you as het clown that you were hoping was you bought her as Pa's het clown.
Yes, yeah. So I bought her from Tom in 2016. Actually bought her the same day that Sydney was born, before we knew that we were adopting her. So that's another reason why that's really, really special to me. So
gotcha.
That's with Sally.
That's awesome. We got another super chat for you. And it is from Mindy Boyer, and she's got a question for you. She's wondering, what's some advice as a woman? What's some beginner advice for somebody starting as a woman? I don't know if they mean YouTube or the hobby or life.
Well, in general, as far as starting out in the hobby, you will. I mean, just like with anything else, I've had a handful of people that have either tried taking advantage of me, or there's a lot of negative stuff that you'll get with it.
You mean business wise?
Yeah, and you just gotta know your stuff. You can't try to sell you something that isn't. Obviously, they think you're dumb, but I manage a oil changing place, so obviously when people come in, I'm a girl. I don't know anything about cars. So I kind of knew that and have dealt with that previously going in. So I don't really notice as much as I probably should. But I mean, that's the thing. You just gotta know your stuff.
Sure. That makes sense. Oh, dude, we got to know, you just hit 1,000.
Thank you, guys.
Oh,
I mean, that was just a personal goal.
Well, you just hit it right here on the stream live. So congratulations.
Awesome. Thank you.
And very much deserved. Oh, and it was Duran. We got another super chat from Duran Guerrero, and he was he super chatted you, and he was number 1,000.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
that was just a personal goal. I mean, obviously, I'm not, doing YouTube for money or anything.
Well, honestly, 1,000 when you're doing YouTube. I mean, if you're taking the time to make the videos, then it's, hitting that number, that's kind of a goal, a real big number. I think that first 1,000 is a big deal. I remember when I first hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, I did a whole celebration thing. I went around and did a whole video where I introduced my family to everybody, my whole family, all my grandmas, aunties, and uncles are out on the front lawn. We all did a video, I don't even remember what we said, something oh, you're watching Triple B TV, and everybody did the snap or something, everybody on the front lawn. So it's a big deal, because if you're taking the time, my point, if you're taking the time to make the videos and put them out there, you want people to watch them. If you put it out there and then nobody sees it, it's what was the point of taking all the effort to do it?
That's right.
So it's good. You're growing, and you deserve it too. You deserve it. I mean, the energy you put out. Anybody could sit in front of a camera, hit record, and do something. But to put, I remember when I watched your first video, I was like, oh, she's gonna do good. She's gonna do. I remember thinking that. I was like, she's just the way you were talking to the camera, which you weren't always looking right into the lens. I think you were looking in the monitor a lot of the time, but still, just the energy you were bringing, and now you're looking more in the lens. I watched some of the more previous videos, and you're going right in there, making eye contact with your viewers, right there. I see you.
That first video took me 2 months to make.
Wow.
2 whole months. I had it and I was like, yeah, I'm not doing it. And I actually did not post it. Craig posted it and shared it to the world. I'm like, what are you thinking? But yes, took me 2 months to make.
Wow. Well, hey, good job. I think my first YouTube video, I just strapped a GoPro to my head and took a snake out of a box. I was like, there it is. Upload. That's good. That's good. Dude, I'm looking forward to being able to. I wish I was coming to the show this weekend. Not that you're gonna be there either, but I'm missing hanging out with big. I can't say this on the stream. This is something from mine that I can't say on the stream. We'll talk about this afterwards on the Zoom chat. But you got Paco Miranda ball pythons coming in here with the live chat for super chat for. Oh, I'm going big on the super chats. There we go. Okay, regular super chat.
I'm telling you. Paco, he is he's about 45 minutes from me, an hour away from me. That boy, he just started his YouTube channel not too long ago too. He's got, you walk in his room and he's got one little single rack, and it's probably worth my entire collection. And I aggravate him about it all the time. He is going to, wow. Yeah, Zach talks about me hiding my stuff. Dude.
Well, I'll have to go check out the channel. I hadn't seen it yet.
Yeah, I love Paco.
I don't remember that. Let's see. Got it right there. I'm going to put a little note here so I know to go check that out afterwards. Right there. Dude. Do you think you'll make it out here for Southwest Carpet Fest next year, June?
Hey, that's the weekend of mine and Craig's birthday. Our birthdays are the 8th and 9th.
Okay.
So I think you said it was the same weekend, right? Or the weekend after?
I think it's the
weekend after.
I think the 8th and 9th this year is in the middle of the week, I believe. I think the 13th and 14th are going to be the Saturday, Sunday in the middle of June. I think.
I think so. I think.
Does birthday mean you can or can't?
That means we can probably con a grandparent into babysitting.
Because it's your birthday. You can play the birthday card and be like, it's our birthday. Come on.
Yeah.
It's 12th and 13th are the Saturday and Sunday in the middle of June this year. So yeah, it's just a couple days after. Just don't do anything in the week and be like, Grandpa, come on, we're gonna. That would be cool.
That's my goal.
That would be cool. I'd love to spend more time with you guys in person, man. We've met a couple times, and speaking of but only the show. It's all kinds of big things happening. It'd be cool to just sit back and chill for a bit. You know what I mean? I have another photo here. So you got that snake. Sally came from Tom, and
Right.
And I think maybe the second time I ran into you at the show, you were with Tom. You and Craig were working with Tom at the Arlington show. I've got a picture up here right now of you two hanging out. He's like checking out the phone or something, and you're like, I'm in the picture too. How did you link up with Tom?
So how I first started is when we went to that Chattanooga show to buy my first normal ball python, I wanted a Samboa too. So a guy local there was like, hey, I have some friends in Manchester, which is about an hour and a half away. One of my best friends, she's now one of my best friends, is Brittany and Charlie Redmond. They live in Manchester, and that's where Tom used to live. I actually used to work at a vet clinic, and Tom's poster was hanging in there. He was one of the first people that did like a dog knee surgery, like reconstructive, basically like redoing a knee for a dog. So I knew about Tom, and I was looking at his snakes, and he had like stuff that I would never even think about affording. Like at the time, a clown was like way out of my price range. But he was really good friends with Charlie and Brittany. So that's how I met him. And funny thing is, the person that vends with both of them is actually lives 5 minutes down the road from me. That's Richard Jones Reptiles. And they have been like huge help too. So
that's where
crazy.
That's where Matt just was when he didn't take time to come pop into you 5 minutes down the road. Yesterday.
And it's too good to come say hey through the window. Yeah.
Come on, Matt, go see your sister.
Yep.
Well, I'm a big Tom fan. Tom was actually the first person to purchase a snake from Triple B.
I know, you told me that. I'm super jealous.
Yeah,
that's my one goal.
I was jealous of myself when I like researched into everything. It was Ben helped a lot with it. Like he kind of vetted me for Tom, but I was like, dude, this guy is. And Tom's such a great guy, man. He's such a kind, knowledgeable. I mean, a very accomplished vet and just such a kind soul. I was super and still am super honored for one of my first sale to have gone to him. That was super cool for me.
What'd you sell him?
It was a Firefly. Yeah, Firefly clown.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
And here's another photo of you. I mean, if I know Komodo Dragon, that's a Komodo Dragon. You're in there cleaning a Komodo Dragon. What's happening? There's a Komodo. Is that a Komodo Dragon?
Yeah, it is. That's at our zoo. Chattanooga Zoo actually just, I think it was about a year ago. They just hatched some Partho babies, which is really cool. I actually got to go feed the mom to those Partho babies for my birthday last year, I think it was. So that's what my birthday present was last year. I'm obsessed with Komodo dragons.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I've got statues of them around here, and they're it was one of the first, like one of the childhood things. Like when I first saw them in a Time Life book or something, I was like, wow, what would it be like to see one of those in person? Yeah, Komodo Dragon is an epic creature to see. And if you're a reptile lover, I feel like Komodo Dragon, like it's just one of those animals you kind of put up on a pedestal, just like, oh, amazing.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, if Craig wasn't in the picture, I would have nothing but lizards, like big, giant lizards. He hates lizards. I just like lizards. Why?
Just because of how does he feel about snakes?
He likes snakes.
Yeah, he had snakes as a kid, right? Didn't you say that? Or he had snakes when he was younger? But something about all the limbs and tail and stuff, or?
Yeah, lizards take more work. They take more room.
They do. That's why I only have one, and I inherited it. I guess geckos. I don't know if geckos are lizards too, I guess. They're not like.
But who wouldn't want a giant lizard roaming their house?
That's what I say. That's what I always say is my dream animal. Like if there were no laws, if there were no limitations, Komodo Dragon it would be it. I got to visit a buddy in Indo that had one in his backyard, basically. It was nuts.
Dude, that's crazy.
So you would have one. You would I don't think there's any question. If you could have a Komodo Dragon, you would have a Komodo Dragon. You
absolutely.
Wouldn't think twice about it.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna make fun of you a little bit. Is that okay?
Okay. We got it.
You good with it? All right.
Yeah,
sometimes it helps you to humble yourself. There's you got a picture here of you and my good buddy Mr. Harvey.
Oh my God.
Can you tell us what's going on in this picture?
I could if I remembered.
It looked like right now Garrett looks like he's your savior. He's wearing a Freedom Breeder tag too. Shout out Freedom Breeder.
Well, if what's funny about that picture is it's a live photo on my phone. So if you hold it down, there's Scott Miller. He's a big Samboa guy. If you hold it down, you can hear him say, "Is that guy's wife?" I'm like, yeah, that's me.
I remember Garrett telling me about this story when we were talking on the podcast one night. And he's like,
yeah, I about drove us off the interstate. We were coming home from a show, and I heard that on the podcast. And Craig, of course, was sleeping, and literally about drove us off the road. I was like, "Did you hear that?" Yeah, true story. I really don't know what happened, but
we've got lots of things in the comments saying there's like you tried to kiss Garrett.
Craig told me the next morning I did. So I was so embarrassed. I'm like, yeah, that's it. I'm never going to get a female retic. I'm just going to have one little boy. That's it. I'm never going to be able to talk to him ever again. And next thing I know, like 30 minutes later, Garrett sends me a kissing face picture to my phone. And I'm like, yeah, that's it. I'm done. I can't even talk to him.
Well, Garrett is one of the few guys that has actually kissed me a couple times. So, well, just, for us, like I lived in Hawaii for a long time. Kissing is like everybody kiss. I'm curious what they're doing out there right now. Actually, are people still kissing each other? Or people, I'm wondering because like, everybody kisses everybody out there. Like it's a big kiss fest out in Hawaii. It's not like, well, it was funny for me to laugh about that. I was like, she's embarrassed because she kissed you. It was like, how many people have I kissed? Like we kiss everybody around these parts. No biggie.
Meh.
Just a little smooch.
Yeah. I did not.
We got I got one more picture and then we'll go. I'll stop trying to embarrass you. Well, this is the last one's not embarrassing. It's not at all. I'm not trying to embarrass you. I just love this. I love this story. I love Garrett. I love you. I love the fact that you guys had such an intimate moment. It makes me feel like I love you guys both more since you know what I mean. I really do. That's how I feel about it.
I definitely fangirl over Garrett too. I actually broke my coffee mug that came with my retic. So I had to order another retic so I can get another coffee mug.
What you should have done was hit up Scott Bolter, because Scott has, I don't know what he's done to get but you go to Scott's house and he's got Reach Out Reptiles coffee mugs everywhere. It looks like he's like buying stock in Reach Out Reptiles coffee mugs. So I'm sure Scott will come to Carpet Fest when you guys come here. I'll just have Scott bring a few for you to bring back home.
Well, I got a replacement.
There you go. This last one is awesome. I mean, you're wearing, I don't know if that's Garrett's shirt that you're wearing or not, but it's...
I think that one's a little worse than the one kissing Garrett.
No, I think I like this one. So you're missing your clip and you're on the phone and you got this look on your face like, where's my like what can you tell me the story behind this picture, because I love this picture.
So that's actually Craig's AR, but we build them. I actually have an unfinished AR because I can't decide if I want snake money or gun money. But that one was just put together, and I liked how like the pistol size is. It's just like perfect for my size. And then I also said, I manage an oil changing place with a bunch of young boys. I have 11 boys that work for me, and they absolutely, that was just me being a slight bit of a boss.
You have 11 boys that work for you?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, and they age from literally 18 to like 35. So some are a lot younger than me, and then some are older than me. It's tough. All guys. So.
Well, that explains where you get your confidence from. And I know I still don't see the nervousness in you. You say we've talked about this again. You don't seem nervous to me ever. I don't know. That probably helps with that. I would think, having to run that crew, because that's the age range of like that's when from when the testosterone starts pumping up to like right when it starts to kind of tail off. So all the testosterone is like in between the ages of 18 and 35. That's when we got it ramped up. I feel like I've held on to some of mine a little bit longer, but it's like that's the range where it's like that's when we use that stuff and put it to our use, is those ages.
Yeah, they definitely push my buttons. So Craig took that for a perfect opportunity.
All right, I'll hide it now. We've looked at it for quite some time. Oh man. So, do you have any snakes hiding back there that you haven't shared with anybody, or have you shared everything?
Share everything.
Yeah.
In a sense, yeah, I pretty much do.
Yeah.
There's one I haven't shown.
Yeah.
That's in shed. So
you're not going to? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, it's in shed. Yeah, I can pull it out.
There's a age old saying that's like, if you're gonna show off some snakes, one of them's gonna be in shed. It's always gonna be the one that you really want to share at that time.
I mean, he's not really that blue. So, so this one is actually, make sure I get all this right. It's an acid orange dream pastel blitz.
Wow.
So what's funny is after the whole trick and blitz and the hurricane thing came out, I actually have like one of everything. So we'll see. I don't know. Can you see it there?
Oh, you have a trick, a blitz, and a hurricane.
Yeah.
And when you say it all came out, you mean just like when the project was presented to the market?
Yeah, like when everyone was like, oh, it's the same thing. Oh, it's the same thing. I had like one of everything already.
So you can prove whether or not you make supers or ALSs or whatever people that if they're all allelic, I guess, then that'll prove it real quick.
I'm not going to try to make no supers off of that, but yeah. But yeah, I was kind of disappointed. His belly isn't like the normal like acid belly, but
yeah, it's very clean. Yeah, it's real clean in the middle there.
Yeah.
What's that? Is that because of just the different things that are included in that, or?
I think it's just because of the orange dream and the pastel, because the orange dream acids kind of clean up the belly too. So I don't know. We'll see.
Wow, yeah, that's very clean all the way down the middle for something like that.
Yeah, I haven't shown him yet though.
All right, thanks.
That's really it.
I like to try and get people to do things on the channel they've never done anywhere else before, even on their own channels. Mainly,
well, I have about 150 babies that I haven't shown because I haven't taken pictures of, but
that's a good amount of babies.
I know I'm a little bit behind.
That's certainly more babies than I've produced yet in a season. But I mean, we're kind of on the slow road over here, but still, that's a decent amount. I don't believe that you sleep. I don't believe you say you sleep 5 hours. I sleep 5 hours a night. I don't think you do that. I think you're full of it.
Well, last night I went to bed at 3:00 and I woke up at 7. So it's not every night.
4, not 5. There you go.
I got the neighbor's kid on the bus this morning at 7, or else I would have slept a little later.
And then do you take a nap at any point throughout the day? You just go until you crash at the end of the night?
Oh, absolutely not. Just keep going.
Wow.
Tomorrow night is a rat shack night. So I'll start once the kids go to bed, like around 10 o'clock, and I'll probably be out there until like 5 o'clock in the morning and get 2 hours of sleep that night.
Yeah, that's intense, dude. That's I mean, I guess that's what it takes if you can do it. I guess anybody who ever succeeds in anything puts out that kind of energy. Like, that's why I think that you are gonna go as far as you want to, is because you got the energy to do it and make it happen.
I like it.
That's good, man. Some people are lazy. I mean, compared to you now, I'm feeling like I'm super lazy. And people are like, how do you...
I definitely don't get up and run. Yeah, I definitely don't run.
I have to run. If I don't run, I sleep throughout the day. I feel sleepy throughout the day. Like, I need to get when the whole smoke thing was happening around here, it was like I was starting to really feel like I was just like everything was kind of starting to get slower and slower. It's like I don't have the energy unless I have to kickstart it. It's like one of those old cars where you had to like get in the front and crank it up like that. I can't just like, even if I drink coffee, like it just makes my mind go. If actually physically going, I have to crank start it. Like,
it's been a little hard. See, I don't cook. That's one thing I do not do. I do not know how to cook. Have no need in knowing how to cook. And I don't know how to make coffee. But I'm a coffee drinker. But I have to go to Starbucks every morning. And since being home from quarantine, I'm like that much drained because of no coffee.
Wow. Well, if you guys make it out here, I make coffee. I get maybe a little too crazy with it as far as how I make it. People have watched my process of making it on video and they're like, "What are you doing? Is it like what is happening? It's like when I get into something, I get way into to try to learn everything about it. And the same thing with coffee, because I never drank coffee growing up or at all until like last year or something. I was like, oh, there's all these different like techniques, and I'll make you guys some coffee if you make it out here next summertime.
Oh, we're coming.
All
Craig's
right.
never flown on a plane.
Really?
So that would be, that'll be the first time he'll fly.
Wow.
We actually were going to go to Australia the year we adopted Sydney. And that's the reason why her name is Sydney, because she kind of ruined that trip for me. So her name is Sydney for that reason. But that was going to be Craig's first flight to Australia.
That's a hell of a first flight. Oh my God.
Well, go big or go home, right?
Yeah, I guess so. That's a big first flight, man. That's like the flight when you're coming from the States. That's like one of the longest flights I think you can take is to Australia. We got chat stuff happening. I get real bad about this sometimes. I ignore the chat. I get super excited about my guest, and then I ignore the fact that we got people on here. Lord Alion has popped in to say hello, and Craig has a question for you. He wants to ask you about your OCD and labels and list and such.
He says I would get so much more done if I didn't make 109 lists a day. Like, there's just something about some satisfaction of just checking something off my list. I don't know. He makes fun of me about it. But I have to label everything. Everything's color-coded. Everything's, like, super, uber, duper labeled. Like, perfect. I have to dust my racks off every day. He makes fun of me for that.
That's good to keep it clean, but I can relate to the label thing. Like sometimes I'm like, do I really need to do this? And it's like, I'm sure you've seen the labels before, but I copied these from basically plagiarized Doug over at Hissy Fit when he first put these up on a channel one time. But like, dude, those are clean. I need to make one of those.
Yes. See, I want to do those, but I should have started 300 snakes ago.
Yeah. I made the mistake. Well, luckily it didn't end up becoming a mistake. But when I first started working with the Freedom Breed Recruiter, actually going over there and doing stuff with them, I offered, I was like, I could make the labels like this for all the snakes here. And Jesse just looked at me. He's like, that's a lot of work. I was like, yeah, but don't you think it would be good? You can scan it all, get it all in reptile scan. You guys keep track of everything like that. And luckily he talked me out of it because I don't know what the hell I was thinking.
No, that's something you start like when you first get snakes, not 300 in. I've done all my babies like that, but I'm a little bit behind on babies doing that with. So
yeah, I used to do them. I don't make them. I basically just make them for the whole backs at this point. There was a time when I was making them for, like, if I was sending a snake out, I'd make the label for every single snake that was produced here. But it's pretty time consuming to make that little, like, there's a lot of Photoshop work involved in doing the, and then a few people commented like, I'm just going to throw all that stuff away. And I was like, what? I'm not, why am I going to, I'm not doing it then. I'm not doing it. If it's getting thrown away, there's no way I'm doing it.
That's what Craig said. He made fun of me. You know, like the little birth certificate things you can do on ReptiScan or Reptile Scan, whatever it is. He's like, people are just going to throw those away.
Some people do, apparently. I don't know. It's like, when do you put in the work and when are you wasting your time? It's a good question. I think that's his point, right? It's like,
yes, less is more is what he says. Less is more.
There's a point. Do you have any help there in the rat room, snake room? I mean, I know Craig is there. Does he help at all, or?
Well, sometimes obviously we have the kids. We can't take them out to the rat shack because half of it's the rat shack and then half of it's like where the lawnmower goes. So we take turns. Sometimes we get to do it together if we have like some help, like someone that can babysit the kids. But the neighbor's been coming across. When we first met, her kids came over and was like, hey, you got anything a chameleon could eat? Because they see me like have a snake in my hand. And she was like, man, I keep having all these rats pop up in my laundry room. And I was like, what color are they? They were not my rats, but she's like terrified of rats, absolutely hates rats. But I've been paying her to come help clean rats. So she just dumps out the shavings and I just transfer the rats. So it's a lot easier with help, but pretty much it's just me.
Yeah, I had a kid that would come here and help when we go out of town, especially, and do that stuff. But Yeah, a little, but you got so many more animals than I do. I still don't understand how you do it.
I change my water bowls every 2 days. Sometimes she'll take those to her house and wash them in her dishwasher. Or I'll just throw the bowls away, or I'll end up with a stack of bowls like this at the end of the week to clean. And Craig does that on Sundays. But yeah, I mean, her kids will help sometimes too. They're like 10. They'll come over and fill up water bowls. That's really about it. I'm really picky when it comes to cleaning my snakes, so I want to do that myself.
Yeah, I hear you. It's hard to have somebody else do it for, like, even when I'd show him every little thing, like I'd still come in after the fact and be like, well, and then there's this, and like, I'd show him like this and this, but nobody can ever do it just like you do, and it's just the way of life. Nope. Oh, you've got a celebrity appearance here in the chat. It came. It's somebody called the Snake Trap Sessions. It says, "I'm so glad I caught Alyssa's very first live ever." Stoked.
Yeah.
No, that was fun. It was a blast. I love all these guys. You know what I mean? And it was just it's tough sometimes. I was gonna have Phil on, US Arc. I was gonna have him on maybe a couple weeks ago, and for whatever reason, I don't know what it was. I was like, well, we'll push it back because he was busy. Not that he was busy with something. I was just trying to lay out who all I had on, and then that same week that I was potentially going to have him, the guys over at Reptiles Unplugged had Phil on, and we didn't know. So I'm wondering if like those of us that are doing this stuff, if we should communicate with each other a little more so we don't have the same guests on like back to back. Not that it's bad for you to be on two of what I consider a couple of the best, reptile interview channels out there right now on YouTube. There's lots of really good podcasts out there that have been doing a lot longer than we have, but on YouTube, it's definitely not a bad thing for you. But
yeah. And I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's good. You deserve it. I mean, I think there's a lot of people out there that deserve a lot more recognition than they're getting currently, and I think that's just going to keep on building. And
man, I've been a nervous wreck this whole entire week.
It's good for you. It's good for you. Gets you going. Makes you feel alive.
Definitely.
You should do a live stream on your own channel at some point. I mean, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but I would watch it. I would chat. I'd drop some super chat. Now I think now that you've got 1,000 subscribers, you can do super chats and stuff on your live streams. So you could potentially, I mean, I don't know if you need like a couple extra bucks for, I don't know what, coming out to California for Carpet Fest. And you could do live streams and people could jump on and do like they're doing here right now and drop in super chats, and that can go towards getting Craig on his first ever airplane flight.
I don't know. We're coming though. That's all there's to it.
All right. Fair enough.
I think there's a Tinley in June now. Is that right?
Yeah. I heard about that. I don't know if it has. Obviously, it hasn't happened yet. They were gonna they started it because they were hoping, right, that since March didn't happen, just like, well, hopefully June it'll clear up, and obviously that didn't happen, or October. But yeah,
I think on the website there was 3 posted still for next year.
Okay. Well,
as long as it's not that weekend.
Hopefully it's not. Wait. Are you already backing out? Hold on, because Wait. Are you saying that if that it is that Tinley weekend, then you're backing out on Carpet Fest? Is that what you just said? That's
gonna be a tough one because I already have a table for Tinley. I can't give up my spot.
That's a tough one for me too. We'll have to go. Can anybody in the chat help us out and do a real quick research and find out what weekend Tinley's for? It's still early enough, and Tinley is much bigger that we could move it if we need to. We can easily. I haven't even talked to the guys that actually are in charge officially of Southwest Carpet Fest to like set the date for it. I need to talk with those guys before I get in big trouble with everybody. But if it does, I think we could all agree, even the guys that are actually in charge of it, which is not me. Like Brandon and Travis and April, and all those guys that have been putting it on before I was ever even part of it. I think we could all agree that if it's the same weekend as the June Tinley, that it would need to be moved. Nope, it's not. We got it. It's the 26th, 27th. It's not the same weekend.
Okay, so that's the weekend after, right?
Yes, weekend.
Or 2 weekends after.
Weekend or 2 week. I think it's 2 weekends after, actually. Yeah, 2 weekends after.
Perfect.
So it gives you some breathing room in between.
Perfect.
because when you said that you were coming for sure, my next thing was going to be to say, if you don't come, now that you said that you're coming, I'm going to put you into a little category of people that I really, really like, but also really, really hate because they keep flaking on me. It's a very small category.
I want to come.
All
I've
right.
never been to California.
Well, we'll show you some of the. I'll tell you the one thing about California that I feel bad when people come out and they go to Pomona and all they get to see is, I don't feel bad they came out and came to the show, but when people's only impression of California is Southern California and Los Angeles County in particular, I always feel bad because Los Angeles County, although it has a very large population of California, is not California. California is a huge state, and we've got so much here that is so great, especially concerning, when it comes to wildlife and natural scenery and beauty and nature. We've got a lot here. And so I'd love for you guys to come so we could take you out for a little. Maybe we could even make part of the trip, depending on how long you guys come out. We can go up with Brian and herp with Brian up there in the Santa Cruz Mountains. Would be an awesome part of the trip. Because Brian came to Carpet Fest last year, and we could always just piggyback with him back up, and he could take us out. He likes taking people herping to his spots that don't live in California, so he doesn't have to worry about them coming back.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, we'll have to make it happen. I'm excited about it, and I'm sure MJ will come up to all of us California folks. It's gonna be big. It's fun. I'm super stoked about all this, man. All this family we're building. You know what I mean? It's it feels like family to me. You're like, yeah, nope.
No, I'm coming. We're coming.
Cool.
Craig's probably like, what are you doing? Yeah, we're coming. I actually kicked him and the kids out of the house. You might hear a dog or a cat or a goat because they're right here at the back door, but you won't hear any kids because I kicked them out.
Yeah, I was gonna say it seems very quiet. I was expecting at least an random animal to pop in or something like that. But
no.
I did mention
just cats.
I did see that Craig was in the chat mentioning that he's driving around with the kids or something. Or
Yeah, we live right across the street from the lake, so he can go over there and
right there. Across the street.
Yeah, literally.
Sweet, that's awesome. We've got a lake. I run to our lake sometimes. It's not very far away, but it's definitely not right across the street. That's fantastic.
Yeah,
I need to come out to that part of the country. I've never really spent any time in that part, that whole region of the country, Tennessee and everywhere around the surrounding area.
I'm 2 hours away from Justin's facility. And then I'm an hour and 30 minutes away from Matt. So right in the center.
Well, that'll be the trifecta then. If that's what I'll do. If I come out that way, it'll be Justin's, your place, and Matt's. Simple.
Well, I'll try to get you to do the Atlanta Repticon for the auction.
Right.
Right. I tried, but they canceled it. So.
Right. Yeah, that made it kind of hard to do. Yeah, next time. Well, yeah, Garrett and I were pretty bummed about that. We were looking forward on coming to that, and when it got canceled, we're like, well, damn it. And it seemed like that kind of everything was just dunk, 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 dunk. Everything kind of just domino effect. Once that one canceled, then it was everything else canceled. It's okay. We're gonna come right back. I'm curious to see what happens. I feel like once November 3rd hits, I feel like a lot of things are gonna change.
I agree.
Yeah. Great. We're on the same page. Dude, well, I've been hogging. If anybody in the chat has some questions they'd like to throw out, we're not quite at the end yet, but we're working our way there, and I want you guys to have the opportunity to throw any questions out for Alyssa if you have any. And bourbon. Sorry, I saw that word in the chat, and it just I had to say it. Let me see here. I don't have it set to ultra low latency, which is a thing, and that means that I request for questions, and then people are they're typing them, and then they don't come in until later. Now there's all kinds of questions coming in. All right. J Baby's Reptiles is wondering when you dyed your hair because it looks amazing.
I actually go every 4 weeks. However, so I'm not really girly girl at all, but I go every 4 weeks to have my hair repurpled, I guess you could say. I don't know. And then I go get my nails done every 2 weeks. However, this is like the worst my nails have ever looked in my life.
Is that why you pointed the camera a little up more, so we're like shoulders and above? Oh, there they are.
Yeah, you can't see my ratchet nails. I'll get this fixed this weekend. Technically, I'm out of quarantine, but the kids are not, so I can go. They just can't.
Gotcha. And then we've got, oh man, a bunch of questions poured out. I made a mistake. I should have just let them come in naturally and not ask for them. Zach at Throttle Reptiles is wondering, what's the next project that you would like to get into?
I don't know. I want something new.
Something.
I don't know, something new. I have so many projects. I really don't need another recessive. I have like 9 recessives.
Wow.
But yeah. I don't know. I don't have really anything that's standing out.
Okay.
I asked him that question the other night. I was like, if you had $5,000 to invest in a new gene, what would you do? He says, I don't know.
It's a fair question. I know exactly what I'm actually going to buy my first. Not that this is about you, not me. But I haven't bought I haven't even bought a snake. The last snake I bought was January 2019, if you can believe that.
What?
Yeah, I know. That seems ridiculous. I feel bad when I said that out loud because people are like, this guy is not supporting the rest of the industry with his money. Where's it all going? But I have plans to throw down some pretty heavy dollars on some snakes actually in the next this coming month for the first time since January 2019. More questions. What pew pew? Am I reading that right? Is that Twisted Snakes is asking, is that a real pew pew in the title pick?
Yes.
Yeah, it looks pretty real to me too. That's why I picked it.
Yep. It's an AR9.
And one of our fabulous, amazing, wonderful, beautiful moderators, Mr. Marshall Law, is asking, when is the ground break on the new facility?
So I actually just finished paying for it today. It'll be delivered. It's being built now, so it should be done in 4 weeks, and then it'll probably take about a month to finish it and get it ready. But I'm ready. I bought me a desk for it. That's the only thing I have like physically at my house right now is a desk. Nice.
Well, congratulations. This is a big day for you. You hit 1,000 subscribers. You got your snake room going. Yeah, killer. That's awesome.
Yes, my family is definitely super excited, more than I am, because they don't like the snakes. So
yeah, that's something I meant to touch on. I feel like I thought about that earlier today when I was I don't write anything down. I just kind of go from the hip. But I did think about that. I thought you had mentioned at some point that you had family sees your kids with the snakes, and maybe not just the snakes, just like animals in general, and you get like a lot of blowback from that. Is that accurate?
Oh yeah, they absolutely hate it. So my siblings, neither one have animals. Nobody in my immediate family, which I have 2 aunts and my 2 siblings and 2 cousins. That's literally my immediate family. No one has animals. Not a single one of them has a cat or a dog. And so they look at me like I'm extremely weird because I have probably about 2,000 animals, including rats.
It's a lot compared to none.
Yeah. So no one comes to our house, which is kind of good. But no one comes to our house, and my mom complains constantly because my little Sambo is going to eat my 2-year-old. So yeah, it's definitely difficult. I'm not invited on family vacations or anything because I might bring a snake with me. So it's a big deal to have them out of the house.
You wouldn't bring a snake with you on a family vacation, though, would you?
You never know when one climbed in your suitcase, Alyssa. Yeah.
Oh man, that's rough. I'm sorry, dude. Hopefully,
that's okay.
Get them to watch your channel or something, or maybe they're like, no, I don't think it's not a chance.
Yeah, not a chance. No, they would have nightmares. My mom used to like really have nightmares if she would even hear the word snake. So, walking in and seeing my 12-foot berm, she really does not like that at all.
I can understand a little bit.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's for me, it seems like foreign to not like snakes, of course. But I've got an auntie like that. She found out that her and my uncle were somewhere gone on vacation, and my cousin really wanted to see the snakes. So I brought one over so they could play with it over there. And she found out after the fact that there had been a snake in her house, and she let me have it. I was like, oh my God, I'm getting reamed right now. This is horrible. I want to go hide somewhere.
Yeah, I'd be murdered if I even step foot in someone's driveway with a snake. So,
I jumped away from the chat, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll come back to him. Mason's Morphs wants to know, and I'm sorry guys, I'm probably missing some here, but what gene are you most excited to work with this coming season?
Monarch,
yes. Shout out Tom.
Yes,
he's very much pioneered that project, I think.
Yes, he definitely has. So I wanted to get in it, and I told him, I don't want to compete with you because I vend everywhere with him. And same thing with...
I missed, I shouldn't have said pioneered it, but championed the project, I would say.
Yeah. I vend with him and then Tony Jones, Richard Jones Reptiles, has like some phenomenal calico stuff, which is like one of my favorite genes. But it's hard when you vend right beside people because you don't want to sell the same thing as them. So I told Tom I wanted in the project, and he tells me what to put with it. Like if he wants to go this way, I'll go this way, and we'll meet in the middle. So that's definitely my most exciting thing, because my male is ready to go. He's walked a couple of times for me already. So I'm ready.
Nice. Yeah. Monarch is it's like ultramare on steroids, I feel.
Yeah. Seeing an adult, ultramare and Monarch side by side, you really can tell the difference. Like as baby, I can't tell the difference. But I seen an adult at Justin's facility, and you can definitely tell the difference there.
The contrast is night and day, I would say, between an adult ultramale versus an adult Monarch, at least from what I've seen.
Yep, it totally is.
Let's see. We've got one more question from the comments before. If you guys want, we're having an after party on Zoom. There's a link down below. If we're gonna get out of here in just a couple minutes or just 1 minute, if you guys want to join the after party, you can go click that link. But got a chance for one more question from the chat for Alyssa before we jump on out of here. And there were a bunch I missed. Where'd they go? I swear there was one. What's good, Rebecca? I don't think that was for you. But I can't see anymore. I know there were more, and I'm missing them now. This is what happens when you are me, and you're not. You think you have more brain cells than you actually do. Why ball pythons as opposed to other snakes? From Scottish Rob.
I'm venturing into other snakes. Ball pythons are easier, and there's a huge market for ball pythons. So I started there. It's my first snake. There's a lot of them. It's just easier to start off like that, but I use that money to fund other projects. One that I purchased today that Craig doesn't know about. So.
Does he know that you got something? He just doesn't know what it is, or he just didn't? Does he?
Oh no, he doesn't know.
He does now. He's on the stream.
Yep. He does now.
I guess he was bound to find out. I mean, it was only a matter of time. But I'm glad that we revealed a couple different things we didn't know about Alyssa Leonard right here on the stream tonight. Thank you. Good job. Well done. This has been fun. I'm gonna sign off here with everybody, and then I'll come meet you in the after party room in just a moment. But thank you very much for coming on. You're a joy and a wonder to have around, and I look forward to your future, because I think it's very bright, and I think a lot of people would agree with me.
Thank you.
All right, Alyssa, I'll see you in just a moment, all right?
All right.
All right, folks. There you have it, Alyssa Leonard of Full Throttle Reptiles. Now, I know you guys know that there's a little announcement coming up after I finish my little spiel here, but I gotta say, when I was doing it, I thought I was wearing the right shirt, and I'm not wearing the right shirt, so it's not gonna make any sense to you guys when I say what I say here after the outro is done. But just know, I think you'll be able to figure it out. You watch it, you figure it out. And guys, if you haven't already gone over and checked out Alyssa's channel from the stream, make sure you go down and check it out. The link is down in the description. Wonderful lady, wonderful woman, full of good energy. If you're having a bad day and you watch one of Alyssa's videos, I don't think that your day will stay bad. Got lots of cool animals to share, and just another bright light of a person as the people we like to try and have on here. But if you watch the vlog channel this week, you will not be disappointed. I'll tell you that much right now too. But here it is, my wrong shirt thing. You guys take care of yourselves. Oh wait, I'm just eating just right now too. Lots of words out there that rhyme with Alyssa. Not gonna use any of them though. Hissa, pissa, kissa. Alyssa went boom out the womb on the Zoom. Will resume, make some room, cause she's looking like DJ. Made a little leeway, full throttle on the freeway. Vroom, 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 vroom. Now take your best guess at the next week's guest. Guess what, it's how I'm dressed. Might give it away with the line above the A. Shouldn't make your brain hurt, cause I'm wearing the shirt. Too easy, am I right? Hold your loved ones tight. Hope you have a good night. Keep your light shining bright. If you like what you see, please hit the like button. Cause you're watching Triple BT. I was supposed to make that rhyme somehow. I didn't quite make it rhyme. It's all right. You get what I'm saying, right? Dave Kaufman is next week's guest. Boom! What are you gonna do with it? He's gonna be here live in the flesh, and we're gonna sit down right here in the room, and we're gonna give each other COVID. It's gonna be amazing. Just kidding, Dave. That's not what's gonna happen. It's not happening like that. Neither of us is getting COVID. I promise. I promise. All right. Thank you guys for joining us on the stream. Always a good time, and we'll see you again the same time next week with Mr. Kaufman. You guys have yourselves a good night. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Bye.